Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story involves a mother who is also a teacher, so I needed to make sure and clarify that. But she's also the mother of the little girl that's in this story, and what happened to them was unfair. It sucks really bad. The fact that a lot of us struggle with picking proper dating mates. It's a difficult thing. Men and women go through it. A lot of times we feel like we might know someone. They always put their best foot forward. And guess what? Sometimes you don't find out they're assholes until it's too late, right? And that's just the truth of it. So I don't blame anybody for getting in relationships and they realize it's not where they should be. But sometimes if we get an opportunity to use our discernment to be able to see through a situation and really see through the heart of a problem, or even something as simple as doing a background check on someone before we allow them around our children. It's not that what am I trying to say? It's not an expensive investment. I don't know why I get tongue-tied trying to say that. It is not an expensive investment, and it is an investment that you cannot afford to neglect, especially when you have characters like this who, I don't know if he looks like a typical trucker or not. But I'm going to tell you guys from this picture right here, here's the scary part about it. Just from looking at this picture alone, that is the same individual. That is the same man. When I looked at it, I thought it was two different people. Why is that important? The reason why that's important is because they can't find this man. Why can't they find this man? Because this man is used to the road, used to the highway, used to being in other cities and states, could potentially have a double, triple, quadruple life, whatever it is. He could be living up under another woman, hiding up under another woman, other family members, friends, anything. So let me explain to you guys why it's so important that you find this individual by the name of J.T. McLean. In New Bloomfield, authorities Monday released the cause of death of a mother and her 11-year-old daughter who were murdered in their Boone County home last Sunday. Meanwhile, the search for the killer continues. They have not found him. Court documents show J.T. McLean, again, that's the individual that you see here, he strangled Allison Abbott's and drowned her 11-year-old daughter, Josie, in their Boone County home. According to court documents, and I need to make sure that people understand what I'm saying. I tell people all the time because they come to my comment section and they wonder why I don't allow them to stay in my comment section. Because a lot of times people will get in their little feelings and they'll say, well, Jay, you don't know what you're talking about. If you weren't there, you shouldn't speak about these situations. How many of you guys think that that's fair? Because I don't. I don't think that anybody should be able to tell someone if you weren't there, you shouldn't have an opinion about it, shouldn't have a thought about it, especially when you have facts in front of you. Let me explain why. Because you might look at it and say, well, Jay, you're on YouTube. What do you know? You would also have to ask the same thing of the police, of the coroner, the medical examiner, the judges, potentially a jury, potentially the defense attorneys. Do you guys kind of see how those things can get intertwined, and you would actually have to apply that same logic over to everyone else that's involved in this story? Because none of us were there, nor would we want to be. So we're having to go on what we know, and this is coming from court documents. This is what they're going to use against this man in court. So according to court documents, 43-year-old Allison Abbott's, which is, let me see if I can get mom up here. That's the baby girl right there. Beautiful little smile. That's mom. She looks just like her daughter. Wow. That is her twin. You guys cannot tell me they don't look alike. That is definitely a splitting image of mom. 43-year-old Allison Abbott's was strangled and her 11-year-old daughter Josie was drowned in a bathtub. How many more times are we going to have to talk about children being dead and bathtubs? bathtubs this year. Again and again and again. All I'm saying is it's just strange how all of these children murders and deaths keep happening, and somehow they all end up in the bathtub. I just think it's a really weird dynamic that we continue to keep talking about with all of our stories. Like, some of y'all have been watching me for a while. Most of y'all know that that's true. I have lost count with how many stories we've talked about where children end up in bathtubs some type of way. But maybe we need to start keeping track of that. Nonetheless, 45-year-old JT McLean, so he was only 2 years older than her, which was her boyfriend, is suspected in the killings, according to Boone County Sheriff's Department. He has still not been found. The bodies of the victims were discovered after a concerned relative contacted authorities after the two could not be reached by phone. Good. I'm glad somebody at least thought to try to reach them, contact them, so that's a good thing. A probable cause statement says that when the police entered the home on August the 22nd, only a few weeks ago, they found the body of the mother in bed wearing only a t-shirt, and it had been pulled around her neck. She clearly had been strangled. Josie Abbott's was found in a bathtub full of water, wearing pajama shorts and a top. Evidence indicates that she was drowned. A warrant for McLean's arrest was issued, and his bond is set at $1 million cash only. He is a white male with fair complexion. He's approximately 5'9". As you guys can see, he's a little bit short there on that scale, which is why he's only about halfway in that picture. He's a little short, little fart. And he weighs about 210 pounds. McLean has green eyes and brown hair. He was last known to have grown his hair out. However, he has been known to shave his head bald in the past. So again, we're talking about a man trying to be a chameleon, trying to blend in, trying to get away, because initially you might look for this photo and he might look like something different, which is why I say that can be a scary thing as far as finding him. A witness told investigators that all three were at the witness's house until about 10:30 on an evening of Saturday, August the 21st. A receipt from a local Hy-Vee from 11:06 that evening was found in the victim's home on Lavender Drive. Video from the store shows Allison, the mother, and McLean leaving together. At 11:22 that evening, McLean's car can be seen on the security camera entering the victim's subdivision. What would we ever do without cameras, without Ring cameras? They help tie together a lot of clues. At 11:22 that evening, McLean's car was seen, again on security camera, entering the victim's subdivision. At 10:15 the following morning, it can be seen leaving. Therefore, deputies believe that the Abbottses were killed sometime between 11:22 Saturday night and 10:15 Sunday morning. McLean had a cell phone which was inactivated at 10:21 a.m. Saturday morning. McLean's car was found at a residence in Callaway County, where they discovered a burn pile containing the remains of 2 burnt cell phones. This man sounds like an expert killer, does he not? Like he knows how to cover his tracks and get away. McDirty, thank you. McLean McDirty. That's his new name. Thank you. That's his new name. We're gonna call him McDirty. Anybody with information is asked to call the Boone County Sheriff's Office by calling 573-442-6131 or 311. Individuals who want to remain anonymous can call Crime Stoppers at 573-875-8477 or the last 4 digits TIPS. Let me give you guys the fair usage. And again, if you guys are listening to the story, make sure you click that thumbs up, because we want more people to be able to hear the story, find it, and to be able to find this dude before it happens to somebody else. It could happen to one of your family members. What would you do? The least you could do is, if you spot this fool, Mr. McDirty, then you might be able to get him caught before he does it to somebody else, because he sounds like an expert. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys ask me, I totally believe that he's probably done this before and tried to get away with it. Here are the news videos. Let's get it.
And her daughter as the community prepares to come together to mourn their loss. Thanks for choosing us at 6 tonight. I'm Deborah Kendrick.
And I'm Lucas Geisler. Second grade teacher Allison Abbott and her daughter were found dead in their home on Sunday. Boone County deputies are investigating the case.
ABC 17's Hannah Falcon is live at Bush Elementary in Fulton, where Abbott's worked, after talking to law enforcement and school officials there. And Hannah, what's the latest on this investigation?
Deb, Lucas, last I heard, the Boone County Sheriff's Office is still investigating this. They haven't found any evidence as to whether this was a random attack or targeted. Some community members here in Fulton will hold a vigil tomorrow night to honor the memory of Allison and her daughter Josie. The vigil will take place at Southside Baptist Church in Fulton starting at 7 p.m. Fulton Public Schools released a statement today to tell people about the vigil and say it is deeply saddened by Allison and Josie's passing. The vigil is one way for those who knew the Abbotts to cope with the grief. One MU child psychologist said it's important for the teachers and other adults to come to terms with the things they're feeling before they help children work through this tragic event.
I imagine a lot of the teachers and the staff are really focused on the kids right now, and they might forget that this is their grief too, you know, losing a coworker and a friend.
And we actually just heard from Captain Brian Lear that the Sheriff's Office will be releasing information on Facebook in any minute now. Reporting live from Fulton, I'm Hannah Falcon, ABC 17 News.
We have some breaking news tonight at 9. A double homicide investigation is underway in Boone County. Last night, a 43-year-old woman and her 11-year-old daughter were both found dead at a Boone County home. The Boone County Sheriff's Department says no one has been charged or arrested so far. ABC 17's Chanel Porter joined us live tonight after visiting that neighborhood where that homicide took place earlier today. And Chanel, Allison Abbott was actually a teacher in Fulton.
Deb, Allison was a second grade teacher here at Bush Elementary School for 5 years before her and her daughter Josie were killed in their home Sunday night in Columbia.
She was a fantastic teacher. She loved her job. She loved her kiddos. An amazing mother, very actively involved in her daughter's life. There wasn't a person in the building that didn't have respect for Allison.
Steelman was a co-worker of Allison Abbott's and also knew her daughter, Josie. She said the news of both of their deaths came as a shock. The mother...
I'm curious, and I've been thinking this ever since I've been reading this story, and a lot of times I usually will have some type of motive. I could speculate on a whole lot of stuff, and I don't want to go too far off the deep end about why this man would have felt the need to eliminate witnesses, aka his girlfriend, aka her daughter. But I have some speculations. If you guys want to post your speculations in the chat, it's okay, because right now we don't have answers. Why do y'all think he did this? Because I think that's very important. I don't think you just wake up one day and feel like somebody needs to be dead. I feel like there's a reason. He must have done something wrong and was probably trying to cover up evidence.
Mother and daughter were killed in their home on Lavender Drive in Columbia Sunday night. The Boone County...
Maybe involving that 11-year-old little girl, her daughter, perhaps. Because I can't think of what else it might be.
The Sheriff's Office responded to the home late Sunday after getting a call from a concerned family member. Neighbors in the area tell me the two moved into this home in May. The Fulton School District said it has brought in counselors for students and staff today. Plus, they are starting classes on Wednesday and will have help available then. An expert of child psychology at Mizzou said it's important to be straightforward with kids in these horrific situations.
Reality is that kids know what's happening and they can kind of sense when things are feeling a little uncertain or feeling a little stressful. They pick up on that energy. And so really kind of glossing over it might actually increase some of their anxiety.
Steelman said so many people in the school districts will be impacted by the losses.
She was actively involved in doing what she could to close the gaps. She was really good at building relationships with her kiddos and also with each of her coworkers.
Hollander said it's important for the adults involved to also take their time to grieve.
The teachers and the staff are really focused on the kids right now, and they might forget that this is their grief too, losing a coworker and a friend. And so, having space to say her name, to remember her, to celebrate her life.
They don't seem very distraught to me. Not saying that they should be acting crazy and crying and hollering, but they just don't really seem that distraught. But I'm telling you guys, I think a possible motive has to do specifically with her daughter.
In an ABC 17 News crime alert, the Boone County Sheriff's Office is searching for answers this morning after a double murder of a mom and daughter. ABC 17's Megan Drakis is live at Bush Elementary School in Fulton. That's where the mother worked as a second grade teacher. Megan, the district has brought in counselors for both students and teachers.
Molly, counselors are set to be on hand here tomorrow as the first day of school commences here at Bush Elementary. The first day of school will be a somber one, with the community grieving from the loss of Allison Abitz and her 11-year-old daughter, Josie. Late Sunday night, Boone County Sheriff's Office responded to the victim's home on Lavender Drive, south of Columbia, after getting a call from a concerned family member. There, deputies found 43-year-old Allison Abitz and her daughter Josie dead in their home. This school year would have been Allison's 6th year with Fulton Public Schools. A coworker from Allison's previous job at Tipton Elementary said students in both districts will need support from the losses.
I think the first action is building that community and letting them know that there's counseling services available, whether it's a staff member, family member, or the students that are involved and that were impacted by the loss of Allison and her daughter.
And Molly, I have reached out to the Boone County Sheriff's Office this morning for more information on the double homicide investigation. So far, the office doesn't know if there is a current danger to the public, but says that anyone who's willing to murder a child should be considered unpredictable.
Thank you. That's my point. This is why this is up mostly, I'm sure that's not a term, but I guess it's going to have to be. This is why this is of an utmost concern of ours, because it could happen to another kid. So what I'm going to say real quick is Slaying Demons. You could just go by that name, but I need you to click that link and call in. Let me see. He didn't want the evidence to get out that he raped her. Please don't time out anybody. Please, please, please. Because that's actually kind of my point. That's what remember, we're talking about speculation because we don't have the full story. And I'm putting it out there as clear as day to let everybody know that it's speculation. So please, please, let's not time out anybody, because we're all thinking the same thing. Why else would he have done this? Does anybody else have a better answer? He killed a school teacher, his girlfriend, and notice how they didn't say how long that they were in a relationship. They didn't say whether it was a year, 2 years, 5 years. They say she recently moved into that house, and he killed her daughter. Why? To me, the demeanor of a teacher isn't going to be to argue, fuss, fight, create drama, get on the man's nerves, and then he's just going to beat you to death, and then he killed the daughter because he saw that they were getting into it or whatever the case is. Could be, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think a school teacher in general is just going to be a jerk like that to anybody. Do me a favor, Slaying Demons, click that link, please. Please click that link. I've got this paused. I'm gonna wait on you to click this link. I just want to hear what you had to say about it. If you would, please click that link. Because like I say, I mean, if you know kind of his character, then like I say, that'll maybe give us a little bit of clarity. So that's what I'm looking for here. So give me a moment. I think I got him on. All right, we'll just go by your name, Slaying Demons. So you're in the chat. So thank you very much for calling in. What do you kind of know about this particular story?
Well, I don't know about that story. I mean, the guy used to live here in Southern Illinois, and he was dating a neighbor who lives nearby. Always coming home drunk, fighting, abusive, really, really abusive. She had to call the cops several times.
What city?
She didn't have any kids at the time.
What city and what area was this?
This is Southern Illinois, about an hour from St. Louis.
Okay. So we're talking about JT McLean, right? The individual on my screen.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't the name he went by here. I don't know what. Okay,
well, hold on. Let's pause there. They say he's also known as John McLean, Stephen Nagy, or Stephen McLean. Do any of those sound familiar?
Stephen McLean. That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, he was crazy. I mean, I didn't deal with him or nothing, but I mean, like I said, he would come home drunk and beat the crap out of her. She called the police, had him arrested. He'd get right back out, and it was just crazy. And eventually she moved away. So I don't know what happened with him, but he disappeared too. I thought maybe he was behind bars or whatever. This is like 10 years ago.
What do you think of his character as far as him maybe dealing with children?
He don't have no respect for nobody. Dogs, any type of animals, children, nothing. He don't have respect for nobody. Not even his own mom, He cussed her out, smacked her.
Really?
He's crazy. He's just crazy.
His own mother.
He don't have respect for nobody.
So basically he's violent towards the women he's in a relationship with. Like, is this something that maybe he gets provoked into, or is he just flat out just so much of a jerk he just causes problems and then just takes his
he's always drinking or doing drugs or something, and he's just a mess, He's never a happy guy, never a nice guy, just always, starting mess.
Okay. What else can you tell us about him that you know of? Is it any other strange things that you notice about him? And why is it that people have allowed this man to kind of go under the radar for so long? You're talking about 10 years worth.
People act like they're scared of him. The ones here, they act like they were scared of him because he was so nuts, Nobody wanted to deal with it.
How so? Like him carrying weapons, or because they scared to
because
knuckle
he
up
always
and
threatened
fight with
people.
him?
He'd always threaten somebody. Somebody looked at him the wrong way. I didn't even look his direction. I was like, this fool is crazy. I mean, he's just nuts. Nobody wanted to deal with him, look at him, have anything to, it was. He terrorized the neighborhood. You might as well say. I couldn't wait till he left because he was just hard to deal with. Always causing problems. Police always coming. It was ridiculous.
Do you know if he has like a criminal history? Because I'm sure that if the police were called out there multiple times, this would have come up.
Yeah, he had to have a record. He had to. They were called out there too many times.
So you don't know if he's done like prison time or anything like that?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise me he murdered people either, because he was just that crazy.
Wow.
Always threatening folks,
So essentially what he's going to end up trying to do now is find him the next little what do you call it, like his next little crawl space, and try to restart his life, I guess.
Yeah, find some desperate, naive, vulnerable female, and it's a shame.
Okay. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Is it anything else that you wanted to kind of contribute to this, since you say you're at least familiar with this character?
No, that's crazy. I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, people like this, they need to be locked up and kept locked up because they're a terror to society. It makes no sense.
Were you familiar with the teacher and the daughter?
No, because that's in a different area. This was like 10 years ago when he lived here.
Okay, fair enough.
But it doesn't surprise me at all, and that's truly sad.
Okay. So at the time when this was going on 10 years ago, like what city, what state was this?
It was a little town in southern Illinois, Centralia.
Okay. So maybe some people out there might kind of be familiar with the history, and maybe more people can jump into these conversations. And like I say, sometimes having these conversations can kind of get us to a point to where we see something, we recognize it, we say something, and get this fool picked up. Because this needs to be the absolute last time he puts his hands on anybody.
Right. And it's sad because, we've called the police many a times, but like I said, he just goes in and out. I don't know if he bails himself out or the women drop charges or whatever happens, but he gets right back out. It's like, no, eventually something like this is bound to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. If nothing else, I definitely appreciate your time. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Very interesting. Definitely confirms some of our fears for sure. And thank you, Slaying Demons, for calling in. Like I say, if you guys do know about these stories, you can absolutely call in. We can keep you anonymous, but you can maybe give us something to work with, because as of right now, we don't have a lot of solid answers. But that definitely kind of makes sense based on what happened here and kind of points towards this individual's character. We got a couple more videos. Let's keep going.
People in mid-Missouri gathered to remember two people killed over the weekend. A church in Fulton hosted a vigil for Allison and Josie Abbotts tonight. The search continues for the man Boone County deputies say killed them. That's J.T. McLean, who you see on your screen. I went to Fulton to see those that showed up to remember the two. Many are still grieving. Sometimes a bit of light cuts through the dark. A rainbow appearing today across the street from Southside Baptist Church in Fulton. In there, people gathered to remember Allison and Josie Abbotts, two people law enforcement say were killed in their Boone County home on Sunday. A church leader said we weren't allowed inside today to respect the family's privacy, but the parking lot filled up by 7 with those attending. We've heard stories all week from those that say the Abbottses brought light to their lives. Fulton School Superintendent Dr. Ty Crane called Allison, who taught at Bush Elementary School, a beloved teacher, and Josie, a friend to all. Quote, as a community, we must all band together to be there for one another. Josie's coach, Heather Zepp at Columbia Acro and Team Tumbling, says her smile would light up the room. Quote, Josie and Allison were part of our Acro family, and we will miss both of them. Our team will forever be missing a piece, end quote. J.T. McLean still remains at large. He's charged with first-degree murder for the Abbotts' deaths. Captain Brian Lear tells me tonight there's still no update in the case.
Allison was a very sweet and a very soft-spoken but accomplished teacher in our district. We were very blessed to have her as part of our district, and as well as her daughter.
43-year-old Allison Abbotts was a second-grade teacher at Bush Elementary School in the Fulton Public School District. These are some pictures of Allison from her Facebook page. She was set to start her 6th year at the district tomorrow.
A tragedy. I don't even know how to respond to it. She was a fantastic teacher. She loved her job. She loved her kiddos. An amazing mother.
Her daughter, 11-year-old Josie Abbotts, was set to start her first day of 6th grade tomorrow. On Sunday night, the Boone County Sheriff's Office found both Allison and Josie dead in their home on Lavender Drive, located just south of Columbia. The Sheriff's Office said the mother and daughter were victims of a homicide. Now the Fulton community is banding together after their loss.
Fulton is a community that always comes together and supports the school district, supports each other, and I'm confident that they'll do so with this tragic situation.
The district has 4 social workers along with multiple counselors to help students and staff cope with this situation.
We'll continue to be available for as long as we need them for any students who need to talk.
Since publishing the initial release yesterday, the Sheriff's Office said it isn't able to give any more information at this time, but did say the findings of the autopsies will be important to the case.
That was ABC 17's Megan Drakus reporting.
Oh, man. This story is really wild, and here's what I believe now, especially with the information that we got. And again, thank you, Slaying Demons, for calling in and giving your opinion. As far as what you know, especially from a previous, like years ago, about this individual. So it seems like this man was probably super controlling, a very violent individual, And you know what? I think this counts as when you date thugs, you date death. And maybe this thing would have been on his record if we would have done a background check. Maybe it's possible that this mother could have found out that this individual was already violent, already had the police calling him a number of times. I'm sure that type of thing is documented. You would have been able to find it. But another thing that also makes it difficult is the fact that he was assuming multiple identities, and he also changed his looks as well. So he was trying to be a chameleon and slip through the system and take advantage not only of this mother, but of other people. Taking advantage of people's kindness, but such a dangerous thing, especially when you're dating and you think you fall in love with somebody and you don't realize that it's going to affect your children as well, whatever decisions that you make. I think this should serve as an important reminder, maybe not to not date at all when you have kids, but I think it's worth considering that if you are a parent, if you already have children, then dating might be the last thing that we should be trying to do. Cohabitating should be the last thing that we're talking about trying to do. It's just a very dangerous thing. Now, if you're able to interact with an individual and your children are nowhere to be found in those situations, like wherever y'all are meeting up at, hanging out at, if you're going to where they're at, when you got some spare time, when somebody can supervise your children, watch your children, babysit your children in a responsible fashion, then yeah, maybe go on a date then. Maybe go see the man then. Maybe go to his house. I bet you he didn't have a house. Not out there in that area. Especially with him being a truck driver, because you can't just nestle down in one place. You could, but a lot of them end up not doing that because they have to do what's best for their career. In this case, this man needs to be caught. He needs to be found. And all of his aliases, let me make sure and get these back up on the screen so you guys can know that he was definitely using different names. He's taking on different forms, trying to look different. See if I can get that back up here for you. Like this. If it were me looking at this, I would think that were two completely different people just because he shaved his face, smiled, and had a slightly different hairstyle. It would, when he shaved his head right here, that looks like a different person. When you look at him here, all of those individuals look like three completely different folks. And I think he knows that. And he's taking advantage. But this time when they lock his ass up, they need to not let him back out anymore. Let me see if I can get his aliases up here real quick. And we'll wrap up. Give me a moment. So one of my pictures. Aliases: John McLean, Stephen Nagy, N-A-G-Y, or Stephen McLean. If you guys have information, make sure if you see something, say something. Call 911. Get his ass locked up, all right? Thank you guys so much. And to the mom and to the daughter, R.I.P. But use these stories as a cautionary tale to mothers. Please be careful, and please make sure that you are quite aware of who you bring around your children. Don't bring men around your children. If you can avoid that completely, that'll probably be the best course of action, okay? Thank y'all for listening to the story with an open mind and with an open heart. Thank you. They need to find that fool with the quicks. Real quick. Hashtag Dick ain't that important. Tia Gibson has just given us a new hashtag. How about that? Shout out to Tia. Hashtag Dick ain't that important. You know I love that. You know I love that. Because I'm just saying, like, I don't think that dick is that damn impressive, but I'm not a female. I don't know nothing about that, you know. But it damn sure ain't impressive enough to put your kid's life in jeopardy. Messing with some man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Oh, wait a minute. I'm jumping stories. I was about to bring up the wrong story. Let's talk about some interracial couples, since people want me to keep my news and commentary diverse. What you want to bet he's got a deceased brother named Steven? Very could. It could be possible. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, what I need you guys to do is I need y'all to click that thumbs up. We're a little bit behind. I need to talk to my sister too. Hold on. My sister is concerned. If y'all would do me a favor and keep my mother and my father in y'all prayers, because they are having some issues right now. It's a lot going on in my life right now. But if y'all would do me a favor, keep my mom, my mother, my biological mother, my biological father. If y'all would put a prayer hands up in the chat for them. They're having a little bit of a struggle right now. But keep them in your prayers if you would, please. Let me say thank you to our donor in Cash App, Jacqueline with a G. Let me see. Read, baby, read. Oh, thank you very much. Jacqueline sent a very sweet message. She said, read, baby, read. Thank you very much. If you're listening, Jacqueline with a G, thank you very much. To Kim Stu, if you're listening, said, I love the work you do. Thank you very much. Kim, if you're listening, let me say thank you to Letha G. I think she's in the chat. Said, keep speaking for the children. Send in a Cash App if you're listening. Thank you. Thank you very much. To Brandy Kendall, our friend. She is returning in the Cash App again. And she said, from my heart to yours. And Brandy always sends in an amazing Cash App. So Brandy Kendall, she's right there in the chat. One of your moderators showing love. If you're listening, thank you very much. Let me also say thank you to Amanda with an L. Hashtag AFC. Dre the Dream, Jimmy D. If you're listening, thank you as well. And also, real quick, let me thank, before we start our next story, can somebody let me know where we are with the thumbs up? Yeah, I'm going to call my parents here as soon as we get done. I'm going to call them tonight. I'm going to wake them up. Because if I got to go down there right now, I'm going to go down there right now. That's bothering me thinking about it. Lynn Eversley, Leah, Brandon, Karen Leary, Dominique Holmes, and PayPal, thank you as well. Okay, we're at 392 thumbs up. We're a little bit short of our goal. We're at 392. If you will look right here at the top, just below the video, when you guys come in, if you will click that thumbs up, please share these videos. Let more people know that we're live. Boom, boom, boom. Click that thumbs up. It only takes a moment. We're short of our goal. We're trying to get to 600, but we got 600 people here. And we're stuck at 392. So all I need is a few amazing souls. And thank you for those who put a prayer hands up in the chat. For my parents, for my family. We all go through stuff, man. We really do. And I'm not any stronger than anybody else is. You know what I mean? But thank y'all so much for keeping my family in your prayers. But also, like I say, show these babies some love as well. My sister texted me back, so she's still up. Okay, good. Okay. I don't know if my sister is watching, but if you're watching me live right now, then I will call you as soon as we wrap up here. Got 2 more stories we want to talk about. Let me get my videos up here. Lovely Bones said you love my podcast. Thank you very much. April Dewberry said finally made it live. If you are listening, thank you very much. So yes, we are live. We are definitely live. So thank y'all for being here. Thank you all for being here. I need to talk about this individual that you see on my screen right there. Excuse me. Let me see. I have sole suspect and mother, daughter. Wait a minute. Was that my story I had pulled up? Yep. Oh, wow. Okay, so for the last story I just told, even though that article worked, I already had the article pulled up. But whatever. Okay. Wow. My bad. This won't be nearly as bad if y'all watch this on the replay. So y'all bear with me a moment. We're going to go with my first article. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another story coming out of Florida. So I have to take my hand have to fold it like this, and I have to give Florida yet another L. Have to give Florida another L. And how is it that we continue to keep having this much news coming out of one state? Like, I don't understand. But you would think that as the more we start to spread these stories and spread this communication for love and respect for children, that maybe we could start to turn the tide in this war and slow these murders down. But every day I wake up, I'm checking my email, and I'm just getting more and more stories. Like, it don't seem like it's slowing down at all. But the individual that you see on my screen right there, who looks disheveled, she looks disheveled, is a mother from South Florida, and she is accused of killing her toddler and stabbing her husband and stabbing her teenage daughter on Monday night. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to forewarn you guys that I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibility. So if you can't handle that, then I totally understand. But if you guys would, do me a favor and just bear with me, okay? I have to fix something really quick. Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment. I'm not sure what's going on right about now. But it's an easy fix. It's an easy fix, so I'm not sure what's going on. I've asked my moderators not to block or time out anybody, and I don't know if that's on purpose or an accident. But I asked you if you were in the chat. I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to embarrass you. But I've asked to please stop timing and blocking people. Stop timing people out. What's going on? Valencia just said Boone/Fulton is a state prison town. Why did she get timed out for that? So Valencia, if you're listening, I'm sorry about that. You won't be timed or blocked out anymore. So my apologies. You should be back here in about 3 minutes, and you should be able to type again. So I'm going to take the blame for that. My apologies. I'm not sure what in the world is going on. Just try to keep my cool. Anyway, let's keep going. A motive as to why the woman, actually, why they call her a woman, it's a mother. A motive as to why the mother, whose name has not been released. Actually, I do have her name. Let me see if I can get her name on the screen for you. I think I could do that. Let me see. Her name, actually, I got her whole criminal. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. The news better stop playing with me. I've got this woman's entire criminal record right here. Y'all give me a moment. Y'all give me a moment. Let me drop this on the screen for you here. I'm going to make it big so all of you guys can see it. Precious Leslie Bland. I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all haven't never watched the movie Precious, that name just is never associated with very much that's actually good. Okay? Precious Leslie Bland is a, let me see, race, booking date. We have her jail number, her weight, pretty hefty girl at 220 pounds, 5'5", domestic violence, child abuse aggravated with great bodily harm, murder in the second degree, deadly weapon, aggravated battery, 2 counts. Murder in the second degree with a weapon. Wow. Her whole record is right there. Everything you need to know is right there. So we put it out there. They said there isn't a motive though, but allegedly attacked her family. They said allegedly attacked her family is not yet known. After she was stabbed, the suspect's 16-year-old daughter escaped the home and went to a neighbor's house to call 911. The Miami-Dade Police Department received multiple 911 calls from both inside the home and from the neighbor's house at about 9 p.m., according to the news. The woman's 38-year-old husband was found injured in their yard of their West Little River home, according to the Miami Herald. And West Little River is an area northwest of Miami. So if y'all didn't know that, I didn't know that, but there you go. The couple's four other children were in the house at the time, all of them younger than 11 years old. They were able to run out of the house without being injured. They are currently staying with other family members, according to the news. Both the woman's teenage daughter and husband were taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital with injuries described as serious. The mother was taken into custody without incident. She had apparent self-inflicted injuries and was taken to Jackson Trauma Center, according to the news. So she was trying, I don't know how it's like they always want to try to, they actually are successful killing somebody else, but they're never successful trying to kill themselves. It's funny how that works. If they would just reverse process and kill themselves first and then go try to do their other business, maybe the world might be a little bit of a better place. It's unclear what sparked the violence, according to police spokesman Alvaro Zabletta told the news. It's a very sad day when a 15-month-old baby loses her life to domestic violence, but considering there were 6 children in the house, this could have been much worse. What could have caused, look, I could assume so much stuff. I really could. But to take it out on a 15-month-old baby and your own kids, what was going on with this woman? And this is just a special level of evil when you do that to a baby. And I personally believe that this individual should not be shown any level of grace at all. Let me give you guys the fair usage and let me let you hear the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, good deal. And if you guys would do me a favor, our goal is 600 thumbs up. We've got enough people here to reach our goal. If y'all would, please click that thumbs up and share this video and let more people know that we are live. If you would, please. Please, please. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, if y'all would, also keep our people and our family and friends in New Orleans, keep them in your prayers as well. We also got to keep our family and friends in New Orleans and Mississippi and other places that were affected by the hurricane. We got to keep them in prayer as well. But here we go. Let you hear these news videos. Let's get it.
Shelter hearing being held today to decide who will care for 4 children of a woman accused of killing her 15-month-old daughter.
She's also charged with stabbing her husband and teenage daughter as they tried to stop her. Local 10's Leanne Morhone is live with what happened in court today. Leanne.
That teenager still hospitalized. We know that because she appeared in this Zoom hearing for just a short few minutes from her hospital bed. The judge deciding who these children will now stay with and what that mother is now prohibited from doing.
Placement with Mr. Bland.
A judge rules the surviving children of a mother accused in a heinous crime can stay with their dad, Evan Bland, who also allowed for the biological father of his wife's oldest daughter to visit whenever he wants.
My door is open for him at any time, any moment of the day he wants to come by.
The court identifies the mother at the center of this case as 38-year-old Precious Bland, seen here on a neighbor's surveillance video holding a young toddler. She's accused of killing her 15-month-old before stabbing her 38-year-old husband.
Do y'all see this little baby? What could that baby have done to her? Why would you do that? I'm pretty sure none of them people did anything to her. But when you look at that little baby, man, that just breaks my heart in a very special way.
And seen here on a neighbor's surveillance video holding a young toddler. She's accused of killing her 15-month-old before stabbing her 38-year-old husband and 16-year-old daughter. Blood could be seen on the sidewalk outside. A heavy-duty cleaning crew was spotted leaving the family home Wednesday morning. The judge said Bland was to have no contact with her kids.
Until she appears before this court, and the court makes a further determination.
A neighbor tells Local 10 that Bland came to her door Monday, hours before the attack, giving her a bizarre warning about the COVID-19 vaccine.
She said, Miss Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell. She said, Miss Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell.
Bland.
I hate the news. I hate the media. What is wrong with these people? But y'all want to get mad at me talking about why is you picking on these innocent people. No, y'all need to ask the filmographer, why is this man filming this woman's nasty Freddy Krueger looking slavery toes? What? I'm gonna let y'all hear this again.
Warning about the COVID-19 vaccine.
She said, Miss Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell.
Miss Lord, I want to tell you, I got a message from God. And God said a message, and we was at the church last Sunday, and Pastor Show spoke a good message, and we was down there at church, and Lord, for Jesus, I seen this woman come in with her kids, and the kids just beautiful little kids. And these little kids, well, like slavery just ended like 30 seconds ago. We are 175 years past slavery. Woo! What? Oh my God! And they have a second. They have a second angle of this woman's nasty ass legs. Oh my God. Oh my. Man.
The judge said Bland was to have...
Whatever happened to just blurring people's faces out? I don't know. Or option B, instead of option A, how about option B? How about you just don't do the interview? How about that, slavery toes? How about that? My goodness. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Mother at the center of this case as 38-year-old Precious Bland, seen here on a neighbor's surveillance video holding a young toddler. She's accused of killing.
So now y'all can see what I'm talking about. You cannot go watch the news normal ever again, because y'all are going to start to notice that more and more of this thing is happening, and they're always filming weird people, that 70s show pants. Oh my Lord. I hate y'all right now. I hate y'all. Somebody said that 70s show pants. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Her 15-month-old before stabbing her 38-year-old husband and 16-year-old daughter. Blood could be seen on the sidewalk outside. A heavy-duty cleaning crew was spotted leaving the family home Wednesday morning. The judge said Bland was to have no contact with her kids
Until she appears before this court, and the court makes a further determination.
A neighbor tells Local 10 that Bland came to her door Monday, hours before the attack, giving her a bizarre warning about the COVID-19 vaccine.
She said, Miss Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell. Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell. She said, Miss Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell. She said, Miss Sloan, I got a vision today from God, and he said anybody who take a shot was going to hell.
Bland was arrested and taken to the hospital with what police called self-inflicted injuries. Police show she is not currently in jail as of yet. The The judge in the family court case expressing his sympathies about the tragedy.
I'm very sorry for your loss, but we have to do the very best we can to pick up the pieces for the children who are left behind.
The judge also ordered mandatory counseling for all of those remaining children. The next hearing in this case is set for September 9th. The judge said he wants to see Precious Bland attend that hearing.
They said she's not in jail after murder? No, she's in jail. She's been booked because I have her criminal record right here. I'm pretty sure she's in jail. Yeah, she was booked on 9/3/7654, 4 days ago. She's been booked. So I think that might be an older news story. So let's get to our next one.
Meantime, a mother facing a judge accused of killing her young daughter and stabbing other family members. 38-year-old Precious Bland is being held without bond on charges including second-degree murder. The medical examiner determined her daughter died by drowning, and police claim Bland drowned the 15-month-old earlier this month. She then allegedly stabbed her teenage daughter and husband at their Northwest Miami-Dade home. The couple's other children were there at the time but escaped. A neighbor tells us before the attack, Bland was acting strange. She stopped by the home saying bizarre things about the COVID-19 vaccine.
She was saying bizarre things about the vaccine. And she said, if you get the shot, you's gonna go to hell. She forgot her teeth. Guys, we got to stay focused here. And the reason why we laugh at these stories, because I know some people don't understand why we laugh, because in all honesty, these stories are so sad. If we find a comical moment, we should be able to laugh, because these stories are really sad.
Bland is also charged with child abuse and attempted murder. Her 4 other children are in the care of their biological father.
A woman is behind bars after a toddler tragedy. Precious Bland charged with murder, attempted murder, and aggravated child abuse. Bland seen here with her 15-month-old daughter in this video. The toddler was found unresponsive last week. An autopsy revealed she was drowned. The woman is also accused of stabbing her husband and 16-year-old daughter inside their home on Northwest 99th Street and 30th Avenue in Northwest Miami-Dade. They both survived. Police say the couple's 4 other children were also home, but were able to escape.
Meantime, a mother facing a judge accused of killing her young daughter and stabbing other family members. 38-year-old Precious Bland is being held without bond on charges including second-degree murder. The medical examiner determined her daughter died by drowning, and police claim Bland drowned the 15-month-old earlier this month. She then allegedly stabbed her teenage daughter and husband at their Northwest Miami-Dade home. The couple's other children were there at the time but escaped. A neighbor tells us before the attack, Bland was acting strange. She stopped by the home saying bizarre things about the COVID-19 vaccine. Bland is also charged with child abuse and attempted murder. Her 4 other children are in the care of their biological father.
Let me call something out, and I'm going to be a little bit mean, and I've already warned you guys that I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. So if you can't handle that, then I understand you might want to exit my video, because I'm going to give my opinion about some things. So here's my opinion. I look at this woman, and why does this woman look like she's shaped like some melted ice cream? This woman is shaped like if you were out in the forest, like making some s'mores, and you know how you take the marshmallow and you can stick it on the end of the stick and hang it over the fire, and if you leave it on there too long, how it just starts to just fall off of the stick? That's what this woman is shaped like. Why am I talking about this woman's nasty, disgusting shape? And she's damn near pushing 40 years old. Why am I bringing this up? Because you have 2 to 3 different men in this story who have been involved in this woman, I did say that right, have been involved in this woman to the point of creating children. And look, I know looks, and what did they say that, what did they say? Looks are in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Beauty, she is shaped like a mushroom. Y'all better stop. She is, y'all. She is shaped like a mushroom. Anyway, but this woman has a number of different children, apparently. And there is no shortage of men, apparently, that want to get with this woman. And then on top of that, a more important point is if there was so many men that wanted to be with this woman, then why does she feel the need to take this out on the kids? One thing that you guys can take away from the equation, which is why I think that she needs to be charged with first-degree murder under the fullest extent of the law. She should never get out. She should face the ultimate penalty under law. Why? Because this woman had help. She had plenty of help. She had plenty of willing people who were willing to come and help her, as you guys can hear from that interview. Let me see if I can show you guys this on my screen. You have, let me break out my trusty whiteboard real quick, if you guys don't mind. I have to break out my whiteboard real quick. This individual right here, I'm not sure which father of which kid or whatever he's responsible for, but he's willing to help. Then you have this family over here who also were on camera at court, who were willing to help her. She had plenty of help, plenty of family, plenty of people there. So you damn sure can't blame it on nothing like postpartum depression, because that means that she didn't want to get help. No excuse for that. What she did was evil, and probably what she did because she was jealous of the other kids, because they probably weren't shaped like her. She knew that those beautiful little kids that she procreated with these men to create weren't going to look like her. But I think it's so funny, and I had a conversation with somebody about this the other day, how it's a crazy dynamic. It's a crazy dynamic how men generally want their children, and I do got to shout Tommy out, and I know y'all wonder why I shout Tommy out so much, because he was talking about this stuff way before I was talking about it. So I do got to give respect where respect is due. Unlike some people out there who don't want to give that man any respect. All right? But it seems like men are always willing to say, I want my children to be better than me. I want my children to have more than me. I want my children to grow up and become something greater than I ever was. I want them to have the best opportunity, the best chances, and I want them to leave me in the dust when it comes to what they accomplish on this earth in this life. And then hopefully we can pass that to our children. Most of the time, and I gotta say this, I've heard people say, if it was, well, women, let me say women, and I'm not trying to get on the women, because the good women out there, they understand. The good women understand that this doesn't include them, because it's not all. But too many women say things like, if it was good enough for me, it's good enough for you. I don't want you to have something better than what I have. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I just don't see too many situations, and I know mothers love their children in general. I know they love their children. That woman is shaped like a snow cone. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. She is though, Dre. She is. But it's funny because if you don't like my words about the fact that I say that it seems like too many mothers aren't treating their children in a way where they want them to surpass them and grow up and become something great and not be jealous of them, we would obviously have more evidence of that. And it would also give you something to strive towards. It would give you something to not live to the stereotype. And I've always told people, don't get mad about stereotypes. Stereotypes are not a bad thing, especially if you don't live them out. They become null and void if you just don't live them out. It's almost if they said that all black men are thugs. All black men are killers and steal. It don't mean anything if you don't do those bad things. That's all I'm saying. But it takes a special level of evil. You just can't be this level of dumb and this level of evil to look at that beautiful little baby. Let me see if I can find, I don't have very many pictures of this baby. This is on a Ring camera. That beautiful little baby. And that baby doesn't think anything is wrong. It's just holding on. Because the baby ain't got no choice but to be there with this woman. With this idiot. And I'm sure this baby had no idea. And was probably thinking, well, what did I do? Why did I deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? Whatever this mother and the husband were going through, they should have kept that between them. And I'm going to tell y'all what's even more scary is the fact that this woman overpowered that many people. That is a special level of evil, and there's a special place. There's a special place for this woman in hell and in jail. But I believe this woman only had these children for the benefits that she could collect off of these children. And what do we call that? Hashtag babies for benefits. Her womb is literally like a bank for her. And she wants to get as much of those seeds inside of her so that she can reap benefits off of it. We might have to call that something, a womb and a bank. Because y'all know I've been thinking of different words of what we can call these individual mothers, these some type of terminology. What do we refer to it if you use your womb as a bank? How about a wank? W-A-N-K. We might have to start using that. I don't know. I don't know what else to call it. She's a wank. Maybe we need to call her a wankster. But I feel sorry for what these fathers and these families had to go through behind them dealing with a crazy woman. She's crazy, and she knows she don't deserve a lighter sentence, talking about they're already trying to set her up for a plea of insanity, and she don't need to get it. If you murder a baby, then you are not suitable to be in our society, period. So I want to again wish those the husband and the little baby R.I.P. Thank y'all so much for listening to the story. If we have any more updates, we'll definitely update you guys with this story. Thank you for listening with an open mind and an open heart. And make sure you guys share these stories, okay? Thank you. That is a beautiful little baby girl, too. That is so messed up. That really bothers me. Hope you guys had a great night. I'm DJ Just Jay. I do have to continue to support my baby. I have a wedding I have to do tomorrow. I'm not going to give the location of the wedding. It could be right down the street from where I live. It could be across the planet, but I'm not going to say for my own protection because I'm smart like that. But as you guys can see from the t-shirt, and it says the AFC, well, it should have said the AFC podcast. It says the old name, but it's okay. But the AFC podcast, DJ Just Jay, I'm out. I love you all. Thank you all. And for anybody who donated, I'm saying thank you to everybody. If I missed your super chat, thank you. If you joined the channel membership, thank you. If you're on Patreon, which is one time a month, thank you. May also say thank you again. Bianca, Laura, Jacqueline, Kim, Letha G, Brandy Kendall, Amanda, Dre the Dream, Jimmy D. Everybody, have a great night. Says sending a PayPal, showing some love. Retired Sergeant Melinda, much love. As soon as it comes in, I will absolutely shout you out. So thank you, Retired Sergeant Melinda. And thank you not only for serving our country, but also showing some love to what we stand for here, okay? You have a great night. Peace.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.noras915.com. That's right, www.noras915.com.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.
Check out this wonderful organization that I'm proud to be a part of. It's called Bags for Kids, BAGS4KIDS.org. And check out their website. They really help a lot of kids in foster care, giving them a permanent piece of luggage and also a lot of items that they might need so that they feel that they belong, which they do. So go to the website, bags4kids.org. So go for it. It's a great place and they're doing great work.
Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchess.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Designs. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere else.